business trip.
Did the people move around?
It does tingle a little bit. So this could be interesting because we do have the news timer running in the background, so it might we might get a sound and things that don't really go with the top three, but whatever. Hey, welcome to DPI Top 3. I'm Matt with the DPI podcast. Over on the other side, Peter with Princesses and the Mouse, Disney Travel. And it's top 3 time. If you've been here before, you know what we're about to get ourselves into. If you haven't been in here before, get ready because we're about to get ourselves into something. And it's a lot of fun. So what we do is we pull a chip out of this bag. It corresponds with a category over on the spreadsheet. And we have 30 seconds to figure out what our top 3 are for that category. So I liked yours from last week. Things we should be thankful for at Disney. But it didn't make it. So we're going to do number 9 this week. Number 9, number 9, number 9. Next week, we might have autofocus lenses. Watch out. Top 3 ideas. Number 9. Number 9, number 9, number 9, number 9, number 9. This is one of J-Bo's. Here's our 30 seconds left in the thing. So, I hear it. Here we go. Top 3 tonight is going to be our favorite animatronics. You got a thinking face.
Yeah, I'm going through all the animatronics. That's a lot.
There are. So, you've got like 24 seconds.
Thinking about taking a trip to Disneyland, Disney World, maybe a Disney cruise, or one of the other amazing Disney destinations? Contact me at Princess of the Mouse, and I'd love to work with you on your itinerary to the most magical places in the world.
You can contact Princesses and the Mouse Disney Travel on Facebook at PATM Disney Travel.
Yeah.
Wow. Okay. This is gonna be an interesting one because surely we're gonna miss a really good one in this.
There's so many animatronics in Disney. Like that's literally like what set Disney apart from everyone else.
Yeah.
Was the ability to machine animatronics. Like that's
You can't just walk away on this one. Come on.
I'm out. Forget it. I'm not even trying. I got my number 1. I think I got my number 2. And like for number 3, you literally like, are we talking realism? Are we talking scale? Are we talking just nostalgia? Because I just... Wow. Do I have to say like an individual animatronic, or can I just be like the ones over at Bling?
I really think we should keep this to individual animatronic.
Individual animatronics. Singular robotic units adding experience to Disney World.
Yes.
That's wild.
Yes.
Can I use Disneyland?
I guess so. Since you have that experience, I think that's fair.
All right, I'm going with my number 3.
Okay,
so
go for it.
My number 3 favorite animatronic, and I can say it because it's at Disneyland, but it's soon to be at Disney World. See, is going to be the Hatbox Ghost animatronic in Haunted Mansion.
Okay.
The Hatbox Ghost animatronic, obviously, Hatbox Ghost is one of the more iconic aspects of Haunted Mansion, featured in lots of their apparel and other things. And he has been sadly missed over in Disney World, but he's never really disappeared from Disneyland. And so as you are coming out of the killer, well, Constance's room, for those of you in the know. As you're coming out of her room right before you head down to the graveyard at Disneyland, Hatbox Ghost is sitting there. And it's really cool because they have a screen on his face, and then he's holding his hat box, and they have a screen in there. And so what I love about this animatronic is it's incredibly animated in all of the gestures and things that it does. But one of the things that I love about it is the face swap, that it will pop down to the box and then pop back to the face. And while it's in the box, it'll be doing all sorts of stuff. And very, very excited because Disney did announce that they are machining a Hatbox Ghost for the Haunted Mansion in Florida as well. So for those of you in the know, have been to the California, Hatbox Ghost is probably one of your favorites in that ride, and I am looking forward to him joining the Happy Haunts. He is not technically the 1,000th because he was one of the original 999 Happy Haunts. He then left for a bit, and he is just returning. They did clarify that. So I'm looking forward to seeing him back in Disney World as well. And I'm hoping similar mechanics to the animatronic, which, based on the concept art, it looks like it's going to be.
Yeah.
So, Matt, tell me about your third favorite animatronic.
So my number 3 is going to be Mr. Potato Head in the Toy Story Midway Mania ride.
Good one. That could have been number 1.
It could have, and there's a few different reasons that this one is really, really good. So the first one is it's huge. I mean, it is an enormous Mr. Potato Head, and great movement, great reaction, great expression with this character. But also what makes this one very interesting is there is an AI component in this animatronic as well. So for years and years and years, I thought that there was a camera with a guy that just picked up on things and interacted with the crowd that was going through the queue. I recently found out that it is actually a computer program that picks up on body types and builds and colors and clothing, and that's how it interacts with the crowd, which is absolutely amazing. So as you're walking through, it will point out and talk to people in the line as they're walking through, which is absolutely fantastic. So you've got the big eyes. The big eyes give you all the emotion. Hands are flailing around. He wiggles from side to side. Really, really good animatronics. So my number 3 is Mr. Potato Head over at Midway Mania in Toy Story Land. So, Peter, what is your number 2?
You know, I was gonna go with one that's way too specific, so I'm gonna bring it to one of my favorite animatronics, and this is why I was asking the question of, like, do I have to pick a specific one, or can I just speak in generalities? Oh my gosh, I love the animatronics in Frozen Ever After. But because you told me I have to pick a specific animatronic, I am going with Sven in Frozen Ever After. Like, there's a lot of great animatronics in Frozen Ever After. They all have the 3D face mapping technology that super increases the realism in what they can do. From the second Olaf kind of meets you, but in that same scene, you have Sven, and his antlers are all dangled up in the what are ultimately icicles, but they're all lit. And so you first see Sven there, all kind of like goofy, dangled, like kind of tangled up in these icicle lights. And then I was going to go with a super obscure one. I was going to go with the little guy that pops up and goes, "You're going to the castle, Lucky." But then you get to the top of the hill, and then Sven is up at the castle, at the ice castle that you're about to go in and see Elsa. And Olaf's there again, and then Anna and Kristoff are there. But then Sven, like a little doof, has got his tongue stuck to a piece of the ice castle and is just sitting there going, just makes the ride for me. So I love Sven in the couple of spots that he shows up in the Frozen Ever After ride. But again, huge shout out to all those animatronics. I know people of the classic people who just still lament the Maelstrom. I enjoyed Maelstrom, but Frozen Ever After is absolutely the experience that belonged in Norway. Even despite how great Maelstrom was on its own with the Vikings in there, Frozen Ever After is a remarkable experience that is one of obviously the big family-friendly attractions over at Epcot. So specifically Sven in the Frozen Ever After attraction is my number 2 favorite animatronic.
All right. Now that's a good one. I'm going to go with a really specific one as well. And it's one that you kind of have to be in a certain area to get the full effect of. And I'm going to go with Niem Num, who pilots your transport in Rise of the Resistance. So
that's a good animatronic.
It is a fantastic animatronic, and it's missed by a lot of people because as you kind of pack in there, if you go to the back to where you're by the windows where you can see out and see everything that's kind of going on outside in space, you completely miss this fantastic animatronic that they've put up in the front of this cabin. And it's turning around, it's piloting the ship, it's going into alert mode. It's just a really well done, and it's one of the newer style, what they call those, the A1000 animatronics, I think. So
yeah,
it's got
that sounds right.
Really good joint articulation and all that kind of stuff. But it's just a really fantastic animatronic up there. So if you do get the chance, as you come out of the room with Ray and BB-8 and get onto that transport, get up towards the front and check out that animatronic while you're in there. So, who got Peter and the impressions again? So, you got another.
You know what? You tell your mom to bring me some pierogies. Because I know who made that comment. I don't even need to see it. Yeah, bring me some of them onion. I think there's some onion pierogies. You send them my way.
All right. Let's go ahead and let's get to our number 1. But before we give yours, where can people find you at, Peter?
So it was funny. I typed in Peter Salvadori into Google earlier today, and the third link was Princess and the Mouse Travel Company. And then, like, the 5th link was Moments of Adventure Travel. Ta-da! But that third link brings you to my Facebook page, which is where you will find me. Waiting to meet with you. Click on message through there, read some client reviews. I've deleted all the bad ones. I'm just kidding. There aren't any bad ones. Now, I'm not promising the world, but at least I'm going to do what I can for you to get you prepared for your trip. Yeah, find me there. Would love to talk to you. Like I've said on the show a few times, very busy next couple of months, but then I really free up. There's not a lot of spring break travel. I expect that to pick up. And so before the first of the year, kind of notch out my time so that I'm working for you, because at some point, too much is too much, and it won't happen as well. So notch out your time so that I can make your amazing spring break trip happen for you, because booking windows for your spring break trips are going to be in January and February. So do not shuffle your feet. Although, if you ask one of my clients who keep going, even their first trip, even though they called me about 45 days prior to when they wanted to go, I still made quite a lot happen, which is why they're now on trip 6. They told me after their first trip, they said, "Oh my gosh, we had so much fun. We're going to definitely go back every year." And now they've gone like 6 times in 3 years. So told me after their first trip, they said, every year, my butt. It's time for my number 1.
It is.
You already know what my number 1 is. So I hope it's not your number 1.
I don't think so, but give me what you got.
Yeah. So my number 1, I have talked about it on this show before, which makes it one of my favorite ride experiences. Truthfully, it's really the only real reason to even go on this ride, and it is also the most elaborate and most expensive A1000 animatronic that Disney has ever machined in their shop, and that is going to be the Na'vi Shaman in Na'vi River Journey. Like, if that doesn't make our 6 between his 3 and my 3, we didn't do it good. We didn't do it good.
Yeah.
Realistically, right? Like, how does that not make a top 6 between your 3 and my? It has to. It is my number 1. It is the first thing I wrote down. I wrote down FEA for Frozen Ever After, and then Shaman immediately upon my timer, because that's the first one that came to my mind, because it is stunning the first time that you see it live and in person. You hear it from quite a distance away. You turn this bend Pocahontas style. It has nothing to do with Na'vi. I was just referencing just around the river bend, because I'm on River Journey. And so I turn this corner, and larger than life, because the whole idea behind the Na'vi is that, like, they're approximately like 8 to 9 feet tall, and so a human is kind of like nearing their shoulder in the movies. You know, when the actual RDA is kind of fighting the Na'vi, you see that they need the mechs in order to like get larger than the Na'vi. And I mean, this thing is just massive. This thing is absolutely massive. Let me see if I can find the height of it. Height of Na'vi Shaman animatronic. Let's see. 10 feet tall, this thing, like from foot to head, and then an impressive wingspan to match that.
Yeah.
I mean, this, and then put that on top of, like, you're kind of in this black light bioluminescent environment. You've got all of these like drums and things that she's banging on, and they're all lighting up as she's singing her song. I mean, it is truly one of the more visually stunning experiences in any of the Disney parks, Disney World especially. So that is going to be my number 1. Matt, what is your number 1 animatronic?
Now,
Mickey in the car at Mickey and Minnie Runaway Railway.
No, so we're gonna leave out a great one here. So
you better bring it up.
Smuggler's Run.
Hondo Ohnaka almost made my list.
Yeah, is a fantastic animatronic, but that is not my number 1. My number 1, Shannon brought it up in the chat. I'm 100% on board with her. It is the Johnny Depp Jack Sparrow at the end of Pirates of the Caribbean.
I had Pirates of the Caribbean on my list as well. And then I went with Hatbox Ghost. And, yeah, definitely Hondo, Pirates. Yeah.
Yeah,
really
you can't go wrong with you can't go wrong with either one, but that upgrade to the end of Pirates was fantastic and really brought the ride full circle and brought in the new version of the franchise really well in the rides, and they've done it in Paris. They've done it. What's that?
You could do this thing I did with Sven, because not just at that very end, but throughout the ride, it now makes Pirates the story of it makes a tale of Jack Sparrow versus.
Yeah. Exactly, which is exactly what a newer generation riding that ride needed. So, no, it's just a really good ride. They really did a great job with the room as well, because the treasure room is now a true treasure room. And then you've got a really good animatronic on the chair, kind of rocking back and forth. You know, you're waiting for it to just fall backwards, because that would be the most Jack Sparrow thing to happen, for him to just fall back and disappear over the pile of coins. And it's just a really good one. So so my number 1 is a quick one to discuss, but Jack Sparrow treasure room in Pirates of the Caribbean. So, you know, if you want your top 3 to be on our show like J-Bo's was tonight, go to the website patmdisneytravel.wixsite.com/planning and send us your recommendation for a top 3 in that little text box in the top right hand corner. But from there. Fantastic top 3, Peter. Hey, thanks for checking us out today. Don't forget to hit those like and subscribe buttons to help out the channel. Also, if you're looking for some more Disney content, check this out. I think you're going to like it.